Evan never believed a knock could sound wrong. Not dangerous, just wrong. But on that freezing November night, long after midnight, in a neighborhood where no one visited unannounced, someone began knocking on his front door. Not loud, not frantic, just a slow, sickening rhythm, like whoever stood there already knew he would open it eventually. He didn't know it yet, but that knock wasn't asking to come in. It was telling him he was already chosen, and by the time he gathered the courage to check the peephole, Evan learned that some knocks don't come from people at all. My name is Evan, and this happened about 6 months ago, but it still feels like something that's following me. I keep telling myself it was just a person messing with me, just a stranger who picked the wrong house. But every time I replay that night in my head, every time I remember the knock, the shadow under the door, and the voice that knew too much, I realize the truth is so much worse. I live alone, quiet neighborhood, retires, families, people who go to sleep early. Nothing ever happens on my street. It's the kind of place where a random door knock at night should be impossible. But that night, I didn't get a knock. I got the knock. The last one I wish I'd ever hear. It was around 12:47 a.m. when it started. I remember the exact time because I was scrolling on my phone, half asleep on the couch, when I heard it. 3 knocks. Slow. Too spaced out to be normal, like someone was thinking between each one. At first I thought it was a dream, but then it came again. Louder. And this time, it felt like it came from inches behind my head. I froze on the couch. My whole body went cold. Every instinct I had was screaming to stay still. I don't know why. It wasn't even that late, and yet something in the sound felt deliberate. Like whoever was out there wanted to knock in a way that made me listen. I turn off the TV. The house got dead quiet. And then, this time it was so slow that each impact seemed to echo through the house. I stood up, walked to the hallway, and immediately realized something unsettling. My porch light wasn't on. I always leave it on at night. Always. I checked the switch. It was still flipped up. That meant someone turned it off manually. My heart dropped. I approached the front door carefully, trying not to make noise. When I finally reached it, I held my breath and looked through the peephole. Nothing. Just darkness. Like someone was standing too close for the peephole to show them. I stepped back. I didn't say anything, didn't make a sound. And then I heard it, a voice on the other side of the door, not whispering, not calling out, just breathing, heavy, steady, like the slow inhale of someone trying to calm themselves before doing something awful. I couldn't move. Then the person, or whatever it was, leaned close to the door, and said in this quiet, dragged-out tone, "Evan, open the door. I need help." My stomach dropped. I never told anyone my name. No one outside my friends and work knew where I lived. And the voice didn't sound familiar. It sounded like someone trying to sound human, like they were imitating what a desperate person should sound like but couldn't quite pull it off. I backed away. Another knock followed. Harder this time. And then the voice changed. Deeper. Colder. "Evan, you're awake. I know you're standing right there." I bolted to the living room. I grabbed my phone. Dead. Not low battery. Dead. Black screen. No response. That's when the power went out. Everything shut off at once. The hum of the fridge, the ceiling fan, even the small thermostat light clicked off. My house was drowned in pitch black silence. And then another knock. But this time it wasn't at the front door. It came from the back of the house, from the sliding glass door. I felt a cold sweat crawl down my back. My house only has 2 entrances, and someone had just moved from my front door to the back without making a sound. How is that even possible? I crouched behind the kitchen counter, trying to breathe quietly. Another knock hit the glass. A long drag across the window followed, like a hand sliding over it slowly. Then a voice whispered through the glass.
"Evan, you left this one unlocked."
I hadn't. I know I hadn't. But when I heard the click of the latch moving, my stomach twisted. I ran to my bedroom and locked the door. My heartbeat was so loud I felt like it was echoing in the walls. I grabbed a flashlight from my drawer and pointed it toward the hallway. The hallway was still, silent. Nothing moved. And then the knocking came again, from my bedroom door. Three perfect knocks, soft, measured, too patient. I held the flashlight toward the door, and I swear I saw the faintest shadow under the gap. Not a pair of feet, just a single, long shadow that didn't match any shape a person could make. "Evan," the voice said, almost playful now. "Why are you hiding? You invited me." "I didn't invite anyone," I shouted before I even realized I'd said it. "You did," the voice replied. "When you opened your eyes at 12:47. That was the moment." I covered my mouth. I wanted to scream, run, something, but I couldn't. I was frozen inside my own bedroom, with something patiently knocking on the other side. The doorknob clicked, slowly, deliberately. I pressed my back against the wall and waited for it to burst open. It didn't. After what felt like hours of silence, I dared to check the hallway again. I cracked the door open, just enough to shine the flashlight through. Nothing. No shadow. No footsteps. Just the empty hallway stretching into darkness. I stepped out slowly, listening for anything. Breathing. Scraping. Footsteps. But the house was dead silent. Too silent. Like it was waiting. I made it to the front door and checked the lock. Still locked. No signs of forced entry. I was about to turn away when I felt warm air brush my ear, and a low voice whispered from right behind me.
Last chance, Evan.
I whipped around, shining the flashlight everywhere. Nothing. Then, one final knock hit the door, so loud it shook the frame. Everything went silent. The air felt heavy, thick, like the atmosphere itself was holding its breath. And then a slow, scraping sound, like nails dragging across the wood, slid down the door from top to bottom. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't move until the sun started rising. When the light finally came through the windows, I rushed to open the front door. Nothing. No footprints. No signs someone had been there. Except one thing. Scratched into the wood of the door, long and deep, were 3 words. See you tonight. I checked the security cameras, even though my power had gone out. For some reason, the system still recorded audio. No video, just sound. I pressed play. The knocks were there, loud, slow, deliberate. But the voice didn't sound human on the recording. It sounded distorted, hollow, like multiple voices talking at once, all layered and out of sync. And when the voice said my name, the playback glitched like it was breaking the microphone. I turned off the footage, deleted it, and I've moved 3 times since then. But no matter where I go, the knock still finds me. I don't sleep near the front door anymore. I don't sleep with the lights off anymore. Some nights I stay awake until sunrise, and sometimes, like last week, it happens again. 3 slow knocks, always at 12:47 a.m., always the same rhythm, always followed by the same voice. Evan, open the door. I don't know what it wants. I don't know how it knows where I live. But I know this. One night it won't knock. One night it'll already be inside. And that night will be the last one I ever see. Another night. Another nightmare. You're watching Fearnity. Don't forget, fear never sleeps. Fear never ends.